I apologize for not getting any video, but we did get a lot of pictures of what we were doing here. So we're replacing the wooden beam that had deteriorated and it was failing, and we're replacing that with I-beams. So the first thing we had to do is install temporary I-beams right next to the wooden beams that were in place. Here you can see my friend David uh, jacking up the I-beam right next to the wooden beam. We used 6x6 posts that were cut to length and placed below the jacks, and then we were able to get the weight of the structure off the original beam. Here you can see there are many temporary jacks in place and temporary I-beams next to the wooden beam. We're now ready to start removing the old beam. Once everything was supported, we were able to remove the old I-beam using a sawzall and a long blade, cut it up in chunks, took it away, and removed all the nails that were in the way. We used a ladder to support one end of the new beams. They're pretty heavy, so it's a two-man lift from either side, and we were able to get it up with come-alongs and straps and using bolts that were lagged into the joists up above, and we were able to bring those beams right up snug against the joists, and then we could put some jacks down below. Now, coming off to the side of the temporary beams, we were able to get the permanent I-beams in place. This is the center beam, which is the first one that we installed, up and in place. At this point, we were able to start leveling things using a laser level and jacking one jack to the next until we got everything level, referencing off of the bottom of the floor, not the bottom of the joists. So the thickness of the floor, if you're dead level at the joist, at the top of that joist, you'll be dead level all the way across the floor of the structure. Once we got the second I-beam in place, we started measuring the vertical supports. It's basically a 4x4 tubular steel structure that comes up into some plates. We cut it to length, lowered the weight of the building onto the structure of the vertical members, and then welded everything together. That way it doesn't slip. As we moved our way across the room, we were able to install more vertical posts. There was a total of 4 in this project, and plates on the top and bottom welded in place. And then we started to remove all of the temporary structure, and we were left with a pretty darn solid and pretty level. I think we had maybe a 1/4 inch variance from one side of the room to the other, but that building is now dead level. I feel really good about the project.